How's it going, Sean?
Mr. Drew Lee, how are you?
Exceptional. Good to be here.
We've
Always.
got a lot of people coming in. Happy Friday to you and everyone joining us this morning or this afternoon on the East Coast. Grateful to have everybody. As always, if you'll jump in the chat, just let us know where you're kind of calling in from or joining us from. That'd be great. Got a long weekend coming soon. Drew, hope you have big plans for Labor Day.
Well, it's good. It's a good time to talk about this topic specifically as we head into a weekend. And usually, this is the time of year that a lot of areas sales pick back up. Kids are back in school, families are back settled, life is, getting back to some normalcy over the summer months, and
Yep.
now it's time to really push hard and make a final press for the third and fourth quarter. So it's kind of like everything we do now sets us up for a great first quarter of 2026. I know it's already crazy. We're starting to use that last digit number, 2026. What do you
Isn't
mean
it?
26? We just started
Yep.
25.
August 29th, the month is gone. We're kind of end of Q3 already. We got one more month. And so, yeah, excited about our topic today. Thanks for joining us, Drew. As always, I know Debbie's traveling today, so appreciate you filling in for her and coming in. We got a fun topic. I don't know, are we doing slides today, or are you and I just kind of gonna go together?
We have some, but we'll go together as usual and kind of keep it brief.
Look at
Um,
this. Perfect.
I'll just move right past the introduction piece. Is I've been in real estate since 2003. I've been coaching full time since 2009. My background's in psychology, and my nerdism is in economics.
And Drew,
So
remind everybody what market you're in.
I'm in the Florida market, which is a very interesting market. It's kind of like it's a return of '08. I think we have the highest inventory of homes for sale anywhere else in the country, and there's an
Big price
ongoing
reductions
battle.
in Florida, right? A lot of markets
It's
there.
anywhere that you had massive um, price growth or inflation or hyper appreciation. I think we had some years there was literally 20 to 30%
Yep.
of appreciation. So now it's kind of like, all right, we got 5 years of appreciation in 2 years, and now it's having to stretch itself back out. All the more reason to go out there and connect with people. But I want to start with this statement. When you think about call reluctance, what creates it? We all know what creates it. Fear. Our own internal mechanism between the left and the right ear that says, what's going to happen when I make this call? Who am I being when I make this call? Who do I not want to be? I don't want to be a pushy salesperson. I don't want to bother them. I don't. And the issue is it starts with I rather than they. What do they need from me as a consumer? And essentially, we got to have the mindset that every day, as an entrepreneur and as a business person, every day we wake up unemployed, looking to get hired, knowing, and if you look at your MLS, you'll know someone's going to buy and someone's going to sell today. Any MLS in the country, go to any MLS anywhere, look at it, and say, hey, AJ, good to see you. But look at your MLS, and are there listings in the last 24 hours? Are there sales in the last 24 hours? Someone bought and sold. So we don't know where they are. It's our job to go find them. James Clear says nobody actually has reluctance. We have reluctant habits. Atomic
Drew,
Habits, I think, is one of the
it's so
coolest.
good. Sorry to interrupt there, but I've
Oh,
never
go
thought
ahead.
about it as a habit. That's a great quote.
Well, if you do something 2 days in a row, you're starting a new habit. So if you have reluctance one day and you have it the next, you're building a reluctant habit. And a lot of the things that we do and you see online, hey, we are attempting to work our way around the call reluctance. I'll do a video, I'll do an email, I'll do a blast, I'll do a post, I'll do this as a way, in a clear way, of actually building a reluctant habit, because we're not doing the most uncomfortable thing. And usually your success is going to lie in the things that you're avoiding. So AI is the hot topic of the millennial of the decade, at least of the last 5 years. AI is an ongoing conversation, whether it's ChatGPT, Google, Apple. But I think there are some incredibly valuable lessons, because one of the fears, false evidence appearing real, that so many people have is, what will be the impact of AI on my business, on me, on sales, on fill in the blank? how will AI impact blank? Well, you'll either adopt it, use it, figure out its nuances, or you may be replaced by it. Yet AI can teach us a lot. AI can teach us a lot when it comes to follow up. We use AI when it comes to lead generation, lead follow up, especially. And if you study AI and you see what it does, it can teach us some valuable lessons about sales. Artificial intelligence, following lessons or users, and these are from actual seeing what AI does when it comes to lead follow up. So imagine if that behavior in your world became the standard. How AI behaves, we behave the same way. Think about how that might affect your sales, your growth. Number one, artificial intelligence is consistent. Anybody ever get one of those bots that, reaches out and says something? It does it over and over again. It asks the same questions. You respond, it responds. You respond, it responds. It's consistent in always making sure that it's kind of like we were playing a tennis game, Sean.
Yeah.
AI is the thing that says make sure it hits the ball back to us. It's always responding. Hey, give me a this. You get a response. You get an instant response. So it's consistent. AI communicates every day. Auto plans, the CRMs that use auto plans, buyer plans, seller plans, expire plans for sell by owner, all of these, you get a communication almost every single day. Especially every time you do something, you immediately get a response back. Number three is where call reluctance shows up. How will I feel making this call or this client outreach or contacting somebody or bringing up the subject of my business in a social setting? How am I going to feel about it? AI doesn't get its feelings hurt if people are mean, obscene, or put their hand up and say no, thank you. Consider if anybody besides me have fun with AI sometimes, like you can tell you're talking to a bot. So you just do things, it's just like to see what it says. It's like, hey, what's your name? And you're like, all right, my name is don't ever call me again. And then it's just like, hey, great to meet you, don't ever call me again. There is no emotion. It doesn't really feel anything. It just continues to ask questions, gives prompts, seeks the same direction. Anything you want to add, Sean?
No, there's a lot out there, right? There's a lot of new AI coming up. I'm looking at a lot of tech personally to bring it into Landvoice and some of our other tech tools, Drew.
Mhm.
I would just tell agents to be really careful. Make sure you're looking for the right things. I'd also warn you and be really careful with AI as it has to do with dials, right? Like with the TCPA complications and problems out there. We
Mhm.
love AI and we want it to automate our business in so many ways, but
Yes.
I would say still be a good prospector, be a good neighbor, and be someone who's on the phone, and don't let AI take that part of your business yet. Like, I just don't think it's there for you.
Well, AI is the thing that's designed to create a response, but it's not designed to replace the relationship.
That's right.
And it's the relationship that keeps you valid in the mind of the consumer. It's the relationship that can never be replaced unless you allow it to be replaced. But AI it keeps going in spite of no emotional feelings. And these are these are the kind of lessons we can learn of how do we overcome that. AI seeks to understand instead of just listening to respond. It
Hmm.
takes the information.
Yeah.
And if we're just listening to respond, we're not actually taking great notes or listening for the objection, the tonality, what they're saying, how they're saying it. If you'll notice, artificial intelligence asks for the appointment over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. When do you want to book the hotel? When do you want to book the hotel? When do you want to book the hotel? It's always asking for the appointment. If you notice any kind of AI, when do you like to look at houses? How about this? And this is when you step back in and you take a proactive approach. Are we asking for the appointment over and over again, or are we concerned with their response? The AI brings people back to motivation. You originally reached out about this. We get this a lot on Amazon. Have you noticed? Like, think about how Amazon uses AI and artificial intelligence, bringing you back to motivation. You looked at this item. You shopped for this. Your friends suggested this. Other people who bought this item also bought this item. And it's always bringing you back to motivation, showing you the history of even what you've searched for or you haven't bought. And then some consumer sites have gotten really good with this, where you will type something, you'll take it all the way to the shopping cart, and it either times out or you log out or something. And then you get a reminder, hey, this is still available. Oh, by the way, if you buy it today or you buy it in the next 24 hours, it's marked down for 25%. It's constantly bringing back the motivation. And AI doesn't ask what they'll think of me or if I'm bothering them, because it's designed to do one thing, reach out to the consumer. So we have a job to do, and AI is doing the work many are unwilling or procrastinating to do. So there are lessons there. Where does that show up in your own world, where here's my list of priorities, and am I accomplishing them every day, or am I coming up with a story of why I can't?
Drew, can I fill in just a second?
Absolutely.
Did a webinar yesterday with a great kind of mind that loves AI, and he talked a little bit about this, but I love what you kind of just mentioned here on the follow-up, right? I mean, oftentimes it takes 6, 8, 10 follow-ups to convert a lead to not only a contact, but actually maybe a listing appointment, right? And as real estate agents, sometimes we get in really good habits of making the first contact, sometimes the second, but it's really hard to be good at the follow-up. And so I'm glad you're talking about this today, because it really, AI can help us fill a gap of where we're not really succeeding in the industry right now, right?
Exactly. We're losing our, in a lot of ways, we're losing the relationship because we're too concerned about continuing it, or we're too concerned about, call it, bothering them, or it's been too long since we talked to them. And it's such a, excuse me, but it's such a self-centered, kind of selfish approach of, it's a me approach, not a we approach. What do they need from you? Here's what we know. A lot of the people who are buying and selling in today's market with today's affordability, today's pricing, today's interest rates are doing so because they're having life events, major life events, job change, marriages, sometimes loss of marriages, kids are moving away, new families are expanding and growing, travel. There are just so many reasons that people are moving today. And the ones that are moving and they're trading in their interest rates or they're buying, it's a big life event. A lot of times when a big life event, especially one that we're not overtly proud of, is happening, we're not getting on social media telling the world. We're also not reaching out to people that are close to us. We usually sometimes confide in a stranger. So if you may find yourself losing business and not knowing why, they may not have felt comfortable because we've lost that relationship. I lost my job. I got misplaced. My relationship's breaking down. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to tell anybody about this. So what are we doing to make sure we're there at that pivotal moment that says, hey, I just want to check on you. How are things? Not good. Not good. Well, I'm always here for you. Is there anything I can do? You have any real estate related questions? Actually, yes, I need to talk about the house. You're also going to have upbeat conversations. Things are great. Now life's good. Everyone's thriving. Great. Perfect. You have any real estate related questions? Anything I could help you with? Do you know someone who might? And it's that relationship combined with taking some of the lessons we can learn from AI and building call instead of reluctant calling and reaching out and prospecting habits. You will have a great third, fourth quarter. You will have a great 2026, because what you're going to do is every day you're going to outpace the competition by doing that extra thing that they won't or are unwilling to do. See, call reluctance is a great thing when I think about it. You know why? Because I think everybody has it. It's my personal belief or paradigm. I think everyone has some degree of reluctance to either make contacts, have conversations, to just communication in general. So going into that and adopting, everyone has this reluctance. Nobody really wants to do this, wake up driven to do this every day, passionate about doing this, prospecting or calling or activities or outreach. Well, that's great. So if I can overcome it and do a little bit today, I'm probably outpacing the majority, if not all, my competition.
No question. And Drew, a tip of the tongue. You just fired off like 4 or 5 really powerful impactful questions in our industry, and I hope everyone out there is writing them down, right? So when we're following up, when we're reaching out to our database, to our clients, to our leads, just run back some of those questions again. You asked one about, do you have any real estate needs currently? Is that the question? Like,
Yes, you have any
go,
real estate related needs or real estate related questions I can help with?
yeah, it's so good. I mean, sometimes the reluctancy is we don't have the right questions to ask. And so I hope, again, we're writing these down. These are nuggets that'll help all of us in our business. A couple of questions that have come up, Drew, and I hate to interrupt your flow here,
Sure.
but because you're doing really, really good. One question was, what was number 8 in your slide? Can we go back to that real quick?
Sure, absolutely. So number 8 was AI is doing the work. It's kind of like how we're automating the process. AI is doing the work that many are unwilling or procrastinating doing. See, because our leads, the business leads, the people who are buying and selling, they're not waiting for our response. One of my coaches taught me years ago, it's never the lead's job to call you back. You got to keep that in mind. But AI to me, also between call reluctance, that's a motivator. AI is also a motivator, as I know there is this thing out there working, whether I am or not. Now, I can use that as a benefit if I'm using these tools, but I also know, hey, there's a high probability this buyer that I met at an open house, or this buyer that I met on, I connected with online, or this seller that I reached out to, I'm probably not the only one that's working to solidify and connect this buyer and get them under contract and help them. They may be in 4 or 5 other databases. I once read a statistic that in the 12 months prior to a buyer purchasing a home, they may have been in conversation with up to 17 different real estate agents and up to
Man.
3 different lenders. Now, that might sound like a lot, but if you think about the number of people hey, I went to 5 open houses. Well, there's 5 agents, perhaps. Or they reached out and they inquired online. Well, now they got somebody on this site or this site, or they got an agent that called them. And so we can't be unwilling to do the follow up, expecting that they're being followed up with all the time. So
So a
what are
couple
the
things, Drew,
long-term?
real
Okay,
quick. Someone else just asked for number 3. So let's go back to number 3 just real fast. Let's give them that one. And then one other question Maria is asking is, how does AI help us? How does it help us with the follow-up? I want to step into that just for a second before you go to your next slide as well. There's number
sure,
3. Why don't you hit on that? And then let's talk about AI and how we can actually help with the follow-up. I've
sure.
got a couple of thoughts there.
Number 3, it just doesn't get its feelings hurt. It's not. It doesn't matter if you're mean, obscene. It doesn't. It has no feelings, no emotion. And if you don't believe me, get on. Next time you have one of those bots communicating you customer service, just go have fun. Whatever you want, and you'll see how it's going to continue to interact with you. If you've ever had fun with Siri or Alexa and you've decided to be short with it, and have some fun with it, you'll notice sometimes it'll be like, that wasn't nice. And it gives you a prompt back while continuing. What else can I do for you? So what are the long-term strategies? Number 1, build a routine. If you want to overcome call reluctance and you want to do more activities and outpace your competitor, build a routine. Make calling and outreach. Let's say I'm going to use outreach as the word. Make outreach a daily habit. Scheduling at the same time each day. Even if you just did 10 sessions, 10 calls, 10 outreaches a day, develop a pre-call ritual to prepare mentally. To answer Marie's questions, like how can we use AI? 2 of the biggest reasons we find people are reluctant in calling or outreach. Why do you think they are? Sean, what do you hear is the number 1, number 2 top reasons people don't? Rejection,
Fear of
rejection.
rejection. Yep, fear of rejection, always number 1. And then I just think they're unclear on what to say, right? It's a failure of scripts or knowing what to say.
See, it's not knowing what to say or how to deliver it effectively. And the fear of rejection is often usually fueled by, I don't know who to call and I don't know what to say. Well, this is where AI can be really helpful. If you go onto ChatGPT, for example, and just simply type in, hey, what are some LP Mama scripts, for example, that I can use and that gives me questions and topics to ask my database. Give me 52 questions I could ask. Give me 4 quarterly topics that would be relevant and great conversation to have with my forever clientele. So this is the ways I think we can use AI more effectively is what is a marketing plan? What is an email plan? What's a script and dialogue plan that I could utilize and I could work with all of my clientele, and then I'm not having to make this up on the fly. I'm just like, all right, I'm just going down the checklist. That's the developing the pre-qual rituals and the mentally preparation. And when you hear some of these objection handlers or some of this dialogue, take it immediately and say, hey, what would be a counter to this argument? What would be 5, 10 bullet points to overcome this objection? These are how we can use some of these tools to our benefit while following the lessons that they can teach us at the same time. Number 2, focus on relationship building. You're going to hear that theme over and over and over again. The thing that AI can never do is it can't use and apply tactical empathy. It can't take somebody and say, I appreciate that. It's tough. I know this is hard. I know this is you've raised your family here. This is a difficult decision. This is something that, we need to work through. I'm going to help you through every step. AI is never going to take somebody who is crying hysterically and be able to lean in, put your hand on their arm and say, we can do this. We can do this. Hey, we're going to clear one room at a time. We're going to move through this. Or celebrate, hey, this is your first home. This is your first investment property. You're on the steps to building like legacy-based wealth and send your kids to college debt-free. How cool is that? Those are the things that relationships, why they matter, and that's something that AI can never do. So we got to develop a mindset of creating long-term connections rather than immediate sales. The reason we don't call, which somebody, I didn't see in the answers, is because we're so internal. It's not about even rejection. We're so internal that we know we've lost the connection. It's been 6 months since I've talked to them. It's been 2 years since I talked to them. I'll tell you a quick story. My wife and I, in the post 2020, we decided we were going to kind of chase a dream. Uh, we could literally script a movie. We went into the house. We decided, let's do this. We sold everything we owned and we moved from Oklahoma across the country. We moved to Florida. We lived like 3 miles from the beach. So we did that. It was scary. It was terrifying. And we moved to an area where we knew no one. The real estate agent that helped us, great real estate agent, perfect, did everything we needed her to do. And I'm in this profession. I'm a coach. I'm a real estate agent. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. So I guess maybe there was an expectation, but I learned something in this experience. I didn't have a place to walk or groom my dog. I didn't have a babysitter. I didn't know a plumber. I didn't know an electrician. We literally knew no one. I reached out to my real estate agent. Hey, can you help me with this? Hey, can you help me with that? Hey, do you know someone that does this? Hey, do you know someone that does that? Hey, where can I get this information? But what I noticed as a consumer kind of changed my paradigm and it shifted my mind and the way I look at our business forever. I think we're in the home ownership business, not the real estate business. I think we're in the relationship business, not the real estate business. And if we're in the home ownership and the relationship business, we have to realize however uncomfortable we are, think about this for a second. No matter your level of discomfort, multiply that and put it on the consumer. I had just bought a house. I understand commissions. I know the way things work. I know this profession. And the longer the relationship drifted from the moment we closed, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, the guiltier and the more reluctant I felt to pick up the phone and call my agent. I mean, it's been a year. Like at some point in time, the warranty kind of feels like it's expired. The sale has passed. We are one of the few professions, maybe the only one, that expects to deliver a lifetime of service for a one-time opportunity. We invite people to client appreciation events. We put them on our newsletter. We give them gift cards. We take them things. We do pop buys. We're constantly doing outreach if you're doing this job and doing it exceptionally well, for the hope that they will use you again in the hope and expectation that they would refer you to other. The law of reciprocity. And that aha, or that paradigm of the longer we go without connecting, the more reluctant I am as a consumer, shifted things to, okay, that's how all consumers feel. And then last, practice gratitude. Reflect on opportunities to connect with potential clients. Stay thankful in the learning experience, providing each conversation over and over again. Sean, what do you got?
Yeah, it's so good. I know a lot of people are like, well, what do I say? Or how do I say it? Or how's the follow up? Again, there's so many new AI tools that are helping us with campaigns and with follow
Yep.
up. Drew, you and I, we like a CRM called Brivity that's out there. There's a
Yes.
lot of CRMs out there that have campaigns already pre built. Guys, what
Yes.
I do is I take some of those pre built canned campaigns that I don't love and I
Yes.
just copy and paste it into ChatGPT. Literally, copy them all. This is a campaign. Please help me make it better that I send out as a real estate agent to my customers or my database. How can you help me make it better? And boom, you get your own personal touch through AI, right? So I love the campaigns because we can automate our business through the email campaigns or a text
Mhm.
campaign if you have a relationship with the customer already, right? And AI does that, right? It'll
But,
literally help you with all of those when in the
but
flow.
what I love is I'm reading the chat box, Sean, and I'm reading like Dan asked, "Hey, LP Mama, did I hear that wrong?" And then he took that and then he put it in AI and it filled in the parts of you're like, "Hey, what is this?" So it's such an effective tool. Dan, I don't know who to call. I don't know what to say. Fear of rejection, fear of success. That's something you can plug and say, "Hey, what are some ways I can overcome this? I'm a real estate agent. Here are my books. Here are my areas of business." And it can give you some information and some direction, location, price, motivation. Georgia asked a question, which AI do I recommend? My recommendation is whichever one you're going to use and commit to using.
Yep,
So I use ChatGPT primarily.
me
If
too.
I'm on my phone, I might use Apple, but I use ChatGPT primarily because the more information you feed into one system, yes, I pay the $20 per month, because what you want is you want your AI to store what you ask, your queries, your questions. And what it's doing is it's getting smarter about you. It's getting smarter about your habits. It's getting smarter about your searches, what you need. And then you're able to kind of plug um, in a faster way with a quicker response and a better response based on its history, if that makes any sense.
And I learned a new acronym today, Drew. I didn't know LP Mama either. So, Lori, thanks for filling in the details there. Drew spouting it out every day and just knows it. My kids, they know a lot of acronyms that I bring home every day. So I got to bring a new one. Not that they're licensed agents yet, but they might know
I
LP
like the
Mama pretty
yet.
soon. Yeah.
I like the yet. I like the yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Drew, this is great. I hope this is a benefit to people. If you're not using a CRM, go out there and get one. You don't have to pay big money for one. There's a lot of inexpensive CRMs. Why do I say that? Because they have to, or your CRM that you should find should have some type of campaign builder, some type of
Yes.
follow-up mechanism. And with ChatGPT, you can literally automate your business and automate your follow-up. Should you start with a call? Yeah, honor the do not call registry. Let's get personal and then let's get really good at the follow up. Drew, just want to end with this. We talk about something called the loyalty gap, right? And you've heard this in our
Yes.
organization, but the loyalty gap is it's 84 or 86% of buyers and sellers use a different agent the next time they transact, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like 16% are loyal, everybody else isn't. Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you, I bought my last home 14 years ago. I don't even remember the agent's name. Now I'm licensed and I don't need him anymore, right? But
Mhm.
he's never followed up. And we got to have some type of drip campaign in our business. And there's no
Yes.
excuse now with AI, ChatGPT, Grok, whatever you use, to
Yes.
not have a good follow up system. We got to have a good CRM, good follow up, and then we can kind of wedge that loyalty gap that we're talking about as well, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the key is it's not what tools we use, it's how the consumer feels that the relationship is continuing. Always remember that. When we make it about the consumer, not ourselves, then us doing our job is outreach, asking them what they need and how we can help and how we can service them for the home and the lifetime of their home ownership.
Drew, I always appreciate you jumping on. Any
Always
final
a pleasure.
thoughts as we end for the Friday?
Nope, that's it. go make activities count and focus on the consumer.
Sure appreciate you, Drew. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll talk to you again next time.